So I'm rebooting the Nano tank. Thought I would just run through all of the equipment before I set it all up and give you a full rundown of exactly what goes into this little beast. The tank itself is the Nuvo 20, it's bog standard. All I've done is taken the sticker off. I took the sticker off this because I had a coral down there once and the sticker was right in the way of the coral. So there's no sticker on it, but it is the Nuvo 20. Comes with the mesh lid. I think it was the Pro version. It came with a few bits that I don't use. Filter sock, don't use that. Came with a media caddy, don't use that. Got a few replacement items that I will be using. The mesh lid I do use. So that's the tank. For lights we're using the XR15, Radion XR15 from Ecotech. Anyone that's used these lights knows how great they are. It's a second-hand unit. When I was putting it together, I did actually break the top clip, and I'm too cheap to buy a new one, so I've just put a bolt in there. But if it works, it works. So yeah, that's the light. For flow, we've got a couple of options. I've previously been using the TMC reef tide, I think it is, or something like that. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's a TMC little wave maker. One thing I do like about it is the form factor, because it is absolutely tiny, and in a small tank, what you want is a tiny pump. I do also have the Skimmer Voyager Nano, so I'm going to put the TMC pump on one side, and I'm going to put the Voyager Nano on the other side. I'm only going to keep one. So we'll see which one looks best and which one performs best. Obviously I want a nice quiet pump. I want something that's going to perform pretty well. So we'll see how we get on with that. With regards to the return pump, I've got again two options. I've got a Skimmer pump on order that should be delivered in a couple of days, or I've got the Mighty Jets, neither of which I can show you because the Mighty Jet's in the back of the chamber and the Skimmer pump isn't here. So yeah, I'll update with that as and when I get it. In addition to the return, I've got from VCA, I got some drop adapters and I got some random flow generators. The pump that I'm using isn't powerful enough to create a full random flow with these. But the problem I was having before is, let me move this up if I can. I had two duck bills on here before, and it goes straight out, hits the sand, hits the glass, and then moves the sand bed up. And I was finding I was just having no sand on the front of that glass. So I'm hoping with the RFGs, it will just move it around a little bit, diffuse the flow a little bit more, and I won't have that issue. So we'll see how we get on with that. But this is all trial and error, so I'll let you know. Rock I've used, I'm not actually sure what rock this is. I think it's DD, Aquascape rock, but I'm not sure. Basically all I do is I go to my LFS, see what rock they've got in. I don't like the purple stuff that some people use. This is mined rock. I think it's just dead old live rock. So yeah, I've cured it. I don't know if I need to cure it, but I have cured it. So I've just chucked it in a bucket of RO water for about 2 weeks now. Change the RO water every few days, just to leach any phosphates or any crap out of there. So that's the rock. It's a really simple scape. It is only going to be a Zoa dominated tank, so I didn't want anything too impressive. So that's the scape. With regards to the sand, we have gone for Carib Sea Aragonite. I've used this sand in my 250. I like the sand, it's nice. It's a nice fine sand. pH stays nice and stable apparently due to the Aragonite. I've used different sands in the past and that's the one I've got on with the best. It's not bright white. It's nice and small, so yeah, I think it'll look nice. Media, we've got MaxSpect Nanotech Biospheres. I've got 2 kilograms only because I couldn't buy 1 kilogram because there's nowhere stock the 1 kilo. So I've got 2 kilos, so I'm going to use half of it in this tank and half it in the 250. I've also already got a kilo in there, so it's nice to just chuck a bit more in there if I need to. Filter. This tank came with a media caddy. Came with a filter sock and a media caddy. The filter sock clogged up every 2 days. Got annoyed with it. I got a friend who has a 3D printer to print me one of these. Basically, I'll actually tag him in the comments because I think he's selling these now. And they're really good. So you drop it straight in. It sits nicely in the chamber. He's even put some little holes in there so I can pull it up. So filter floss, I'm going to have one on each side. So yeah, simple as that. He's also going to make me a little caddy, media caddy for these Nanotech biospheres. So that's really good of him. Whilst we're on the subject of filtration, Nuvo Skimmer. I've never ran this tank with a skimmer and I've always suffered with low pH. One thing that should help is the sand. Apparently that maintains a good pH, but I also want some good aeration, some oxygen and gas exchange. So I've gone for a skimmer, not for nutrients, mainly for gas exchange. I've never used a skimmer before. It's got mixed reviews, Nuvo Skim. It's actually in the chamber now. I like how small it is. I'm not sure how well these small skimmers do. I mean, the pump is absolutely tiny. So we'll see. All I want is some good oxygen in there. So, heating. We have got the DD titanium heater. Previously I've used normal heaters on this. I've always used a heater controller, that's D&D as well. And I thought, while I'm using a heater controller, I might as well get a small titanium heater to go in there. This is the smallest one I can get. It's not actually that size. It's quite a big box. It's only 25 centimeters, 250 mil. So it fits perfectly in chamber 2 or chamber 3 currently. Let me see if I can see it. I've got it laid diagonally in the middle chamber. It doesn't hit anything and it's not in the way of anything. So that is hopefully going to work out well. So that's the heater. ATO, this ATO has been a tank, to be fair. I've had it about 2.5 years. I ran it originally on my 250 and I've run it for about 18 months on this tank. It's the V2, who's it from? TMC, I think. It's just a float valve. It did have a housing around it, but I found that they used to clog, so I've pulled the housing off and now it works perfectly and it served me well. So I really can't complain. Last but not least is dosing. So anyone knows me knows I'm a massive fan of GHL. So I've got myself a GHL doser for this tank. Reliable, accurate, what more can you want? I mean, it's not a cheap doser. I mean, I could have got a Jabo doser for this tank, but I mean, I've got the rest of the GHL equipment, so I thought I'd splash out and get myself the GHL doser. I've actually been running it on this tank before, so it's not brand new. It is about 6 to 8 months old, and yeah, literally no complaints. So that about wraps it up. That is all of the equipment that's going to be going into this little tank. This tank's been dry for about 2 weeks. I used the CJ pump cleaner to clean it out, so it's getting a bit grubby at the minute. So plan for today is get this off the shelf, give it a nice wipe out, mix up some salt water, and get it filled.